And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that.
Here we go. Green, 39.
On second down, Jamal Charles. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. And the offense needs 7 out of this play on 3rd down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you come down the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. Wentz now on 1st down. And Walker with it over the middle. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Wentz going to try and he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Probably a little bit of a surprise call there on 3rd and inches that they decided to throw the football. And how difficult is that for an offensive line when they look up and see all those extra bodies coming at them?
Tons of bodies coming in. They get a huge sack there. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. 5 receivers in the game, 4 of them to the left side. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And he locates Walker, complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to try to force it to his tight end Walker, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's into the clear. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, we've seen him target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6, obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time.
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. Picked up by T.J. McDonald. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. Now Now this offense ready to take over again. They've got great field position, obviously, to start this drive. Tie game, do you maybe go a little riskier here with that great field position?
I think some guys look at it and say, let's go. Be aggressive. Be bold. Let's get it downfield right now. Other guys will look at it and say, you know something? I think we're in a position to get 3 points if we don't make any big mistakes. Run our offense, get in that spot, and see if you get the 3, and hopefully maybe even more.
Either way, I bet they're happy to have options. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They come out here in the eye. And here now it's 2nd and goal, ball on the 7-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. And now they're in the hurry up. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it, but I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for it.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be...
At least you know you got your time. Right now, you can get a $60 Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 select Yokohama tires.
My old college coach right now, he always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
It's a 4-receiver look to the right side. A first throw for the backup, Ryan. And his first throw here is incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball. When everything is in sync on defense, that means everyone's communicating really well, and sometimes it's nonverbal. They just know that when a receiver's in one spot, this person may have him, and he's in another spot, the next defender may have him. And they've squeezed the passing lanes down to where it's so difficult to find an open area to deliver the football. They've made it tough on them all game long.
Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They'll give him 8 on the play, and on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. Here's Ryan to throw. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. This will probably be the last play they can squeeze in here before the 2-minute warning.
Defense always has to be careful in this situation. A lot of teams like to take a shot.
A first down carry here for Charles. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. A give to the fullback on the dive. Down right around the 25. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
And the D looking like they may blitz. Back to throw. He hits Baldwin right side. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On first down, it's Charles again. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. This is turning into a bit of a death march here, the 13th play of this drive. He'll look to throw. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. On the keeper, and he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
It's how many practices we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there.
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? And following the touchdown, Josh Scobie now will kick it away. Now to return, this is David Johnson. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now back out comes the offense. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that,